Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here, coming at you with another deck profile. This time, it is going to be my last version of Shaddolls. This one is going to be Shaddoll Lightsworn. Really fun variant. I'll go over the Shaddoll cards just briefly, because you guys probably already know what a lot of those do by now. But yeah, I believe it's a 50 card deck. Really good draw power, really good just engine power between them both. So let's get right into it. If you haven't already, go and subscribe. Got awesome stuff coming up. And to start with, first card we play, 2 Wendy. I only play her at 3 in like pure Shaddolls. She is amazing. She's the best, basically the best new Shaddoll that we've got. Flip summon, you special summon 1 Shaddoll. Or flip effect is you special summon 1 Shaddoll from your deck in face up or face down defense position, and if she is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll from your deck in face down defense position. Really good. Obviously, just gets everything going for you for all your Shaddolls. 2 Squamata. It's flip effect. You target 1 monster in the field, destroy it, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard. So. You know, Squamata, if you need to, can send a Wendy. You know, or Wendy can summon Squamata. You know, works really good. 2 Hedgehog. Flip effect is you can add 1 Shaddoll spell trap from your deck to your hand. So that's obviously really good for searching your Shaddoll fusion spells. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll monster from your deck to your hand, which does come up every now and then in this build as well. 1 Beast, it's your draw power. Flip summoned, you can draw, or if it's flipped face up, you can draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you just draw a card. Falco, flip effect is you can target 1 Shaddoll monster in your graveyard, special summon it in face down defense position, and then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card in face down defense position. Dragon, if he's flipped, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, return to the hand. If he's sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 spell and trap on the field and destroy it. So it gets rid of problem cards, basically. And then last Shaddoll is Ariel. This is basically the same ratio that I did. I think for a non-pure Shaddoll deck, I think this works very well. But, you know, you can, of course, play 2s and 3s of whatever you feel you like the best. But she potentially is a 2 of in this deck because you do banish quite a bit. But her flip effect is you can target 1 of your banished Shaddoll monsters and special summon it in defense position, either face up or face down. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyards and banish them. And that is it for the Shaddoll monsters. For the Lightsworns, played quite a few, so brace yourself. But you'll see why. 3 Raiden. He's your best, or one of your best normal summon ones. Lumina, same thing. They kind of work very good and well together. Raiden, basically, during your main phase, you just send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If any Lightsworns were sent, he gains 200 attack. That doesn't matter too much. And then during the end phase, he sends another 2 to the graveyard. So that can get off some Shaddoll effects or some Lightsworn effects. And then Lumina is going to discard 1 card and then target 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You know, so you could potentially, you know, if you have Raiden already in the graveyard, you're going to be using her effect to ditch any card, a Shaddoll card, whatever you want, and then special summon back that Raiden and then mill 2. So they work just very well together. And you can synchro for 7 because he's your tuner. I just really like him. You'll see why I'm playing these at 3. Wolf, doing 3 of him. Again, we're trying to mill quite a bit with this version. So just getting a free level 4, you know, 2100 attack is really nice. And if he's just sent from your deck to the graveyard, you just special summon him. Felice, just 1 of her. She's like Wolf, but not as good. You know, she's better in some circumstances, but easier to get Wolf out than Felice because she has to be sent from the deck to the graveyard by a monster effect, and then you can special summon her. So one of the big ways you can do that is with Curious. Normally, if she's not already in the grave, I would send her, and then hope that you hit a wolf or something like that. And it's really nice. But she also has an on the field effect, which is really cool too. You can tribute this card and then target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Then you send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So you can potentially break boards with just this one card. That's it for those 2 engines. Now for the supporting stuff, that kind of works for both of them in a way. The Performage engine, Damage Juggler. Basically, you want him in the grave, and then you just banish him from the grave, and then add either one of these to your hand. Add another Performage monster. So we play 2 Trick Clown. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can take 1,000 damage and then special summon him, and he's 0 attack, 0 defense. So just a level 4 extender, basically. Light, so you can go into Construct. And then 1 Hat Tricker. If 2 or more monsters on the field, you just special summon this from your hand. So a lot of times you'll be searching this Hat Tricker off of Damage Juggler just to get a free monster on board, a free level 4 for like Minerva. Does a lot of stuff for you, especially in this build. 3 Mathematician, mostly there for the Shaddolls, but you can obviously use it for your Lightsworn stuff too, to get just a free summon. When it's normal summon, you just send 1 level 4 lower monster from the deck to the graveyard, and then if he's destroyed by battle, you can draw 1 card. Armageddon Knight, just sending a dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. It's not as necessary in this build, but I still felt the need, to potentially get off some of your Shaddoll monster effects is really nice. And then we play 2 Blackluster Soldier. That should actually seem pretty obvious. You could potentially even play it at 3, because basically we got half of our monsters are light, and half are, or not quite half, but are dark. So you're going to be getting him out pretty easily if you happen to draw him. And then play 1 Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, and 1 White Dragon. Again, if you draw either one of these, you're more than likely going to be just being able to special summon them. This one you just banish a dark, and Black Dragon you just banish a light, and you just special summon them. And then say if black is sent to the grave, you add white to the hand. If white's sent to the grave, you add black to hand. So they just work really well in a deck like this, where you have quite a bit of dark and light attribute monsters. And that is it for the monsters we play. Quite a bit. We're going to be, again, milling a lot. And a lot of these have graveyard effects that are really good. And then you have to play Shaddoll Fusion. It's going to be your basically making your boss monsters other than like BLS. You have an easy way of getting to Construct, easy to get to Winda, and then even you can make Shekinaga too. So yeah, Shaddoll Fusion is creating first turn boards for you that are really good, and going second obviously. And then El Shaddoll Fusion, it's your quick play. It's your way of just getting more fusions. So that's it for the Shaddoll exclusive, basically spells. And then now for the Lightsworns. The main reason that Lightsworns are so good is because of this card, Charge the Light Brigade. You simply just send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard and add 1 level 4 lower Lightsworn from your deck to your hand. So really, really good. The reason we play so many Lightsworns, because you really don't have to. Just because you're playing Charge, you can play just 3 Lightsworns if you want to cut down on those. But I really wanted to play Solar Recharge. Basically, you just need a Lightsworn in hand. So obviously, having both of these in hand is a god hand for the most part. Solar Recharge, you just discard 1 Lightsworn monster, draw 2 cards, and then send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So draw power, mill power, everything, all in these cards right here. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, that's the main reason I'm playing so many Lightsworns, is so I at least have 1 in hand for Solar Recharge, because it's such a good card. And then some more draw power. 3 Allure. It's potentially even a 2 of, just because there's not as many darks in this build, but I found it's nice to have, most of the time. Pot of Avarice. again, it becomes draw power because you're milling so much that it's pretty easy to have 5 monsters in your graveyard to then just shuffle them in the deck and then draw 2. Let me put him there. And then we have card destruction. Again, it's more or less becoming a draw card in this deck because you're sending cards to the graveyard, and I would say at minimum one of those is going to be getting an effect that's good for you, and then plus you're refilling your hand. So this becomes a really good card in this deck. And then the last obvious choice should be Foolish Burial. Send whatever you need to the grave. And that is it for the main deck. The extra, you saw a little bit of it. 2 Construct. That's requiring 1 Shaddoll and 1 Light. So basically a Shaddoll monster and a Lightsworn monster, and you can make Construct. Really, really good. Winda is just a Shaddoll and a Dark. 2 of each of those because they are so easy to get. And then just 1 Shekinaga. He requires an Earth, which we do play not a ton, but we have Mathematician, the Hat Tricker, and I think that's it. I don't think any of that. Yeah. So we got a few targets for it. And then some level 4s, rank 4s. Dugaris. I'm mostly using it for draw power, but you definitely can use it to special summon a monster from your graveyard too, which is really, really nice. Definitely play this card if you can. Minerva. It's potentially one that I want to bump up to 2 because it's kind of easy to make in this deck, but 1 for now. This is kind of... most of the time you would want to make her after you make a Curious, if possible, but sometimes you're going to make her first to be able to get to Curious, but she's really good nonetheless. And then your level 7 Synchros. Michael is really nice. Even if you just need to make him, with like... because sometimes you'll find you have like 2 Lumina on board and a Raiden, and you need 3 different attributes. Let's say you have a Wolf too. You can just take these, but sometimes just taking these 2, synchroing in to Michael, getting these to grave, and then going into your Curious if you need to use his effect too, because his effect is really nice. Once per turn you just pay 1,000 life points, target 1 card in the field, and banish that target. Sometimes you want to get rid of something before you go into Curious, and in that case you go into him. And then Dawn Dragster is a really nice one for going first if you just want a really nice spell trap negate. It's in there as a possibility. Curious is by far the card you want to go into as quickly as you can because it's obviously really good for the Lightsworn engine, but also very good for the Shaddoll engine as well. So really, really good. I play a Reaperdocus just to affect and mostly to change attributes, but you can change monster types if you need to get to Curious. It's basically just helping you get to Curious easier. And then again, for going first, because this deck does pretty dang well going second, so I thought having some go first options just for some negates. IP Masquerena, Nightmare Unicorn is great, and then Cerberus and Phoenix just for generic stuff. So yeah, that is the deck, guys. It's gonna be the last Shaddoll version I do for a little bit, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and got a few decks coming up this week. Again, I'm trying to do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and sometimes I'll stream on or film on Sundays, but for the most part we're sticking to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then leaving Sundays open for like test hands or other stuff. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.